Dawn breaks over the narrow sea, but the light is swallowed by smoke and fire. The waters churn with the wreckage of shattered ships, bodies floating lifelessly amidst burning debris. The air is thick with the scent of charred wood and flesh. The Triarchy's fleet, a monstrous armada of Lysine warships, Myrish galleys and Tiroshi corsairs, moves like a wall of steel and sail, their banners whipping in the salty wind. At their front, scorpions are mounted on the decks, each one primed to slay dragons. Across the waves, the Velaryon fleet, commanded by young Sir Alan Velaryon, sails forth, their silver seahorse sigils gleaming in the rising sun. War horns bellow across the sea, a chilling sound that drowns in the roar of the tide. The first catapults release. Giant pots of burning oil arc through the sky, smashing onto the decks of Triarchy ships. Flames erupt, men scream as they tumble into the sea, their bodies engulfed in fire. Arrows darken the sky, a deadly storm of steel descending upon the fleet. Alan grips the ship's wheel, his jaw clenched. Alan Velaryon, fire, all of it, burn them, and his men obey. Velaryon ships launch flaming arrows, their sails cutting through the waves like blades. The battle has begun. Then from the clouds above comes the beating of massive wings. Prince Jacaerys Velaryon rides high on Vermax, the young dragon's emerald scales glinting in the light. Below him war rages, but up here he is a god of fire and fury. He leans forward, Jacaerys Velaryon Dracarys. With a deafening roar, Vermax unleashes a torrent of flame, incinerating an entire Myrish galley. Men shriek as they burn, the ship splitting apart in the inferno. Jacaerys circles back, his heart pounding, but as he looks ahead, his blood runs cold. The enemy is prepared. The Triarchy's flagship, a massive dreadnought, turns its scorpion ballistae skyward. With a sudden thunk, a bolt the size of a lance flies through the air. The first bolt grazes Vermax's wing, sending him into a desperate spiral. Jacaerys pulls the reins, trying to regain control. Another scorpion strikes. This time it pierces through Vermax's chest. The dragon lets out a horrific shriek, blood streaming from the wound. Jacaerys Velaryon, no! Hold on, boy, but it is too late. The sea rushes up to meet them as Vermax crashes into the waves, the impact sending a massive wall of water into the air. Jacaerys is thrown from the saddle, plunging into the deep. His sword floats away, his vision blurring as the cold swallows him whole. His last sight is Vermax sinking beneath the waves, his great wings lifeless. The sea claims them both. Aboard the Sea Snake's fury, Alan watches in horror. Alan Velaryon, the prince, he murmurs. The Velaryon fleet fights on, fueled by rage and grief. The battle turns against the Triarchy. One by one, their ships fall. But even as they win, the loss of Jacaerys is a wound that will never heal. As the fires of battle dim, the weight of the war settles like ash upon their shoulders. Victory has come, but the dance of the dragons has only just begun. The Battle of the Gullet, a song of fire and blood.